Today on Suburban Sill, we're going to be talking about Sansevieria. Now I know there are tons of videos about Sansevieria propagation, but recently I find myself inundated with a lot of Sansevieria props. And the reason is that this winter, my old Sansevieria that I've had for quite a few years ran into some health problems. Soil got soggy, so she got overwatered. I changed the soil and put in a bunch of perlite to help it drain. And then she became underwatered. So what resulted was leaves that just fell right over. And as sad as it was, it did give me an opportunity to try some different propagating methods. And so now I have a plethora of Sansevieria cuttings in various stages of propagation. So I'm excited to share those with you and kind of take a look at some different ways that you can also propagate your Sansevieria. So my Sansevieria currently is on the mend, and I know this because I have a new little leaf popping up in the soil, which makes me very happy. But you can see that I have some problems here. This leaf is split wide open, and that is from just mismanagement, water management. That's my fault. And I learned some good lessons, but she's still really pretty, and I think I'll keep her around for a little while longer. But there are 3 methods of propagating the Sansevieria. One, of course, the old school way, is by seed. This is a Sansevieria Masoniana, Welfin Sansevieria. This is a very long process. This is maybe 9 to 10 months old from seed that I did this winter with a growth light. The other way to propagate a Sansevieria is by just cutting the root ball in half, dividing the plant, and potting the 2 separate. Pretty simple. And the way we're going to talk about today is leaf cutting. So just by snipping off a leaf of your Sansevieria, you can create new plants over time. There are some methods that are faster and some that are slower, so we'll talk about the difference between the 2. And it all just starts with cutting off a Sansevieria leaf. One tip is that you have to remember which side of the cutting is the bottom. So if you're doing multiple small cuttings, maybe take a Sharpie, make a little mark so you know which is the bottom, because if you try to put it in water or soil upside down, you're not going to get very far. So let's get started, and I'll show you my current propagating Sansevierias. First, I'm going to start with this big long leaf that I have had sitting in water for probably 3 or 4 weeks. So this is one of the big leaves that fell over. And I kept it big instead of cutting it into little pieces because my goal is to put it back in with the mother plant. So I wanted to kind of keep it kind of big. But this is what happens in water. You just get some nice roots. I'm probably gonna leave it in there just for a little bit longer until I'm ready to water the mother plant, then I'll stick it in. But this is just a simple water propagation. It's just in this nice tall vase. And it doesn't get much easier than that, right? So here are a couple of cuttings from another leaf that fell over, and this one I did cut into small little pieces. So I started these in water and have now transferred them to soil. I haven't looked at them in a long time to see like what's going on underneath, but for the sake of this video, I thought that maybe we could pull one out and see what's going on. I have kept them outside because I just thought maybe the humidity might aid in the propagation process, but that may or may not be true, I don't know. I'm really hopeful that maybe there's like a leaf node that I could show you. to give you an example of what that looks like. So this is just a cactus mix. It's in there pretty good because I just watered the other day. Oh, look at all those roots. Wow. So we've got some good roots going on through the dirt here. That's very exciting. A lot of great roots happening. And if you can see, that is the beginning of a little leaf node. It's kind of small. I was hoping I'd have a bigger one. That is the beginning of a sprout, which is super exciting. So I'll just leave that there and I'll repot that here in a second. So once you get a little node, another little sprout node, what then happens is this. So this is a cutting that I propagated, I think we're going on a year now. This cutting I didn't put in water. I went and put them right directly in soil. And let me tell you, it's a long process. If you go the soil route, just plan on waiting for months before anything happens. And that's okay. It still produced a whole nother leaf node, so that little node will then grow up to be new Sansevieria leaves. And this actually has some beautiful variegation. It's actually more variegated than the mother plant. I'm assuming that's just because it's young and maybe that will fade, I don't know. But this is what happens next. You'll get the beginnings of a new plant. Now, everything's just coming from this one. I haven't seen any other nodes, and like I said, this is going on, we're approaching a year because I actually cut this last summer, and here we are, summer 2019. So that is what you can expect to happen. So there you have a quick little demonstration on the progression of Sansevieria cuttings being propagated in water to soil. Like I said, you can start in soil. Just be prepared for a long journey. The water will produce roots a lot quicker, but it still is going to take some time to get to those nodes. And here you have a new little Sansevieria plant starting. Thanks again for stopping by Suburban Sill. As always, check out my website, suburbansill.com. Follow me on Instagram @suburbansill. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for some other tips and tricks, plant care, propagation, and plant rescues. Thanks, and have a great day.